It's just false. I'm a content creator. I do social media. This is what I do. So if you're gonna make comments that are completely against what God has told me, I'm just gonna respectfully not respond. And if it keeps coming, I'm gonna mute you. So I'm just not gonna tolerate it tonight. I'm not gonna tolerate it. I actually came on to give a testimony, and clearly the devil is using so many people to distract and try to say things like you have to do your part and go get a real job. No, that wasn't helping me. That was coming from go do your part. I'm doing my part. I do my part. I've been doing this for almost a year, and all my bills have been paid. All of them. I'm in a tough financial situation. That doesn't mean that it's because I'm not doing my part. So please watch your words, because that's really wrong. It's wrong. And not at all true in any way. Sometimes people are attacked financially. Yeah. Sometimes it's best to not say anything instead of you need to do your part and making an assumption that I do nothing, that I sit around all day doing nothing. It's a false assumption. The Bible actually talks about us not making assumptions. It talks about that. It warns us. It warns us to not make assumptions. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Jesus is in the room. You're right. People want to be in my business. They want to know every detail about my life. Yeah, and they want to give me their 2 cents when the Lord has specifically told me not to listen to anybody. And actually, the reason I've made it this far, and I have been so blessed to do what I'm doing, is by listening to God and not by a single person. That is how I've actually made it this far. And honestly, y'all, some of you know my story, but I was working at a corporate job, and the Lord took me out of that. He took me out of that. Apparently, you are Joe, or no, Mickey too. You and Mickey are the ones. But the Lord took me out of this job that I was in, and has me doing this. Has me doing this, and yeah, that's true, Rachel. Yeah. I pretty much did. That's pretty much what I was saying. To not make assumptions. So, I already have a YouTube. Jesus is in the room. I have YouTube already. Yeah. Oh, Sarah's here too. Thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. Yeah. I agree. But yeah, I will say a prayer in just 1 second. haven't gone live on YouTube yet. But yeah, so for those of you guys that are like, go get a real job, like, and especially, I mean, for those people who are not Christians, okay, whatever. Honestly, even for the Christians, I'm like, whatever. Like, I just know, even before I knew the Lord, I would never go into someone's life and say that. Never. Because it's just rude. It's just rude to say, like, go get a real job, or go get a job, or do your part. If you knew, you could ask me, hey, have you considered that? Yeah, absolutely, I have. I've actually had two part-time jobs along with 2 side businesses since I began this. I still do have 2 side businesses that I've mentioned here on the live before. So I don't just rely on this. I have many other things that I've been doing as well. And it was something recently that I prayed and I asked the Lord, God, if you want me to do full-time, if you want me to do full-time ministry, you want me to do TikTok full-time, because I would say just within the past 2-3 months is the first time that I've actually done this full-time. Before that, it wasn't full-time. Even more so probably the past 2 months, because I left I was a nanny. That was my part-time job. That was about 2 months ago. And so anyway, so I left the nanny job. And there was something I prayed and asked the Lord. I said, God, if you want me to do ministry, TikTok, social media, YouTube, all these different things, coaching, Zoom calls, if you want me to do that full time, Lord, I said, I have these 2 job interviews and job offers. I said, God, if this is truly in your will, and you want me to do ministry full time, I said, make it to where these 2 people do not respond to me. And we had set up a time that we were going to meet and interview, and basically, like, I had the job. I had the choice of either one of them, and they were going to make me an offer. Like, we had everything set up, and with these types of jobs, usually you just meet them, and if they like you, they give you the job, and I've never had them not give me the job. So I was like, okay, Lord, I'm going to meet with these people. Well, if they offer me the job, then I'm going to take it on the spot. I said, okay, Lord, if this is not what you want, where you want me, they are very interested in offering me this job. I said, God, if you do not want me here at one of these or both of these 2 part-time jobs, and you want me to do ministry full-time, make it to where they don't respond to me at all. Make it to where the next time that I message them, they do not respond. And they didn't respond. They didn't respond. Nothing. They didn't respond at all. And they had been messaging me every day before that point. So I've spent a lot of time in prayer, seeking the Lord, making sure, God, is this truly what you want me to do, Lord? Is this truly what, Lord, do you want me to go get it? Because I am a hard worker, and if you knew anything about me, every job I ever had, I was working 50, 60, sometimes 70 hours a week. Always had an extra job, always had like a side business or some kind of extra income. And so the Lord has made it very clear that that's not what he wants me to do. And so, yeah. No, nobody else got, well, that was a different job, Valerie, that was a different one. But this one recently, I just prayed. I said, God, if this is truly like where you want me, if you want me here doing this, then you will shut the door. And so I'm not going to explain myself anymore, because I really don't have to. I don't really have to. I don't have to. So if you want to come on and say crazy things, like go do your part or this, I'm just not going to respond. But I want to address it one last time for those of you guys who have good questions, which I appreciate the good questions, but some people are new. They're like, oh, I've never been on your live, Stephanie. I don't know who you are, what your situation is, or like what's going on. So I get it. I totally get it. But yeah, I've spent hours and hours praying about this and asking the Lord, God, if this is really where you want me, if you don't want me out with a normal job at a part-time, like, if this is where you want me, then lead me. I mean, I even told the Lord, I said, God, do you want me to go work in retail? Like, I'll go work in retail. I mean, coming from having a corporate job, 6-figure job, like, I said, God, if you want me to go work in retail, I'll go work in retail. But he said, no, I want you to do TikTok.